Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am back to film a weekly check-in video, and it has taken me a little bit to film this. I'm actually pretty late into filming this because I wanted to figure out a way where I could still do the weekly check-in even though I just transitioned into bi-weekly paychecks. In the past, I have budgeted on a monthly basis, but this time around, since I was including some of my husband's income, we're deciding to go by his pay schedule, which is bi-weekly. And so I did have to switch a few of the stickers. So like the weeks, I switched up a little bit from what it was before. So that kind of switched everything for me. But of course, this is definitely a trial and error type of thing. And I'm glad that I'm filming this month, so then that way, let's say if you were in the same situation, you kind of know how I went about it, and maybe you can go about it the same way or get some inspiration. Of course, we all budget differently depending on your lifestyle and your situation, so definitely take whatever I'm saying with a grain of salt. And if you want to implement some of the things that I talk about in my budgeting videos for your budget, great. And if you don't and just like to watch me go through my budget and weekly check-in for my expenses, then that's great too. So I'm going to go ahead and fill you in on the change on weekly. So as you guys can see, we have a payday on the 14th. That's when Victor gets paid. So I decided to make week 2 from the 10th until the 14th. If I had thought about this a little bit earlier in the month, I would have probably made week 1 a little bit shorter, but we're already here. So we're just going to make week 2 from the 10th until the 14th, which is what I'm going to be weekly checking in with you guys today. And week 3 will start from the 15th until the 23rd. Just a heads up, I will have a lot of spending on the 15th because we decided to finally go to Disneyland. I do live in Southern California, and if you guys would have seen my Vlogmas videos last year, you know that I actually was a part of Candlelight. So I had the privilege to sing at Candlelight for 2022, and I ended up getting 2 free park hopper tickets to use. So Victor and I have been saying that we want to go before the baby gets here and just take like, cute pictures at Disney with my bump, and so we ended up doing that on the 15th. So that's also why I wanted to break up the week, because we got paid on the 14th, which means that I had to stuff my envelopes, and that kind of was a little bit weird with the way my weekly check-in was set up. So I hope that kind of makes sense. It does in my brain. Let's go ahead and start with my budget expense stickers. I do want to mention just a little heads up of 2 things that are now in the shop. Of course, if you guys are new or this is your first video watching from me, you don't know this, but every single sticker that you see in here I offer in my sticker shop, which is just www.rominarosa.com. And last week I mentioned how I wanted to make some new Bill Do script stickers, and I was working on those. So those are now up on the website. I actually have 8 of them up. And if you have any suggestion for new ones, definitely let me know. But some of the new ones that I'm using in my planner now are a gym membership one and a storage do. So for the storage unit that we got last month when I moved out of my last place. So I have 4 of them right here. But of course, if you would like to see the rest, definitely check out the website. This one here is for health insurance. Once again, gym membership. I got one for medical bill and storage due. And once again, these are the scripts to go on top of the bill dues. And I just love how they fit in there. I wanted for the most part to make some that I would use in my planner, as well as some requests from you guys. So if you have any more requests, once again, don't hesitate to comment them down below, and I will be adding more of those scripts as the months go by, just because I know we all have different bills and different things that we like to include in our monthly views. So aside from those scripts, I also finally listed my little to bank cash pouch here. For now, I only have this in pink, and I have the option on the website to get your cash pouch with the to bank vinyl script here, which fits perfectly with the stitching. I mentioned this last time, or without it, so you don't necessarily have to have anything. I know somebody asked me if I was going to have a customizable option. As of now, I am not, but you are able to get this once again with the vinyl, with the 2-bank vinyl, and without it. And then aside from that, I might be coming with other colors, but for now the pink, to go with all the pink in my shop, I thought was essential. So that is also up on the site if you were interested. I know I got some messages about that. And I think I'm now ready. So I'm going to go through my envelopes that I have here in my A6 personal budget binder, which of course I also have in the shop, and I will get started. I have some grocery spending, and both of them were on the 10th. So one of them I'm going to write food for less, and the other one I will write groceries. So like I mentioned, we are living with my parents this month, and for this first paycheck I was able to give my mom $40 for groceries. Ideally I would like to give her a little bit more, but I think we will also be buying maybe some things from our household envelope, and 40 was really all that we could afford with our groceries budget for these first 2 weeks. So for food for less, we spent $68. And we've also been buying groceries here for anyone to take, so it's not like we're just buying food for ourselves and that's it. So we spent $68 at food for less, and I gave $40 to my mom. So I'm just going to put groceries there. And both of these were on the 10th. So I'll write food for less. And then I know I have a gas expense also on the 10th because I pumped right before going to get groceries. So for gas, I spent $45. So I'm using this Fog budget expense color. So I'll put that in the middle just to break up the colors. I don't know, I like to do that sometimes. So those are our 3 expenses for the beginning of this week. We also have, now that I mention it, an eating out expense on that same day in this color. Victor worked from home this day, so we got some lunch from L&L. Victor absolutely loves Hawaiian barbecue, so whenever he can get that, he does. So we spent $21 at L&L, and that was more for lunch, but it's okay. It was still on this day. So I'll put that right there, and that was all the expenses we had on the 10th. Then on the 11th, we went to Tierra Mia, so we spent $8. We actually went to have sort of a meeting with Victor's cousin. She makes a lot of like party items like balloons, backdrops, dessert tables and whatnot. So we wanted to have a meeting for our baby shower, which is coming up at the end of May. So we met up with her and her sister, Karina. She actually bought us Tierra Mia, but we decided to buy the muffins. Let me know if you've ever tried out the Tres Leches muffin from Tierra Mia. I don't know if it's only in California. Let me know. I think so, but I love the Tres Leches muffin, and they had never tried it before, so we wanted to get some of those. And then on that same day, we finally used our household envelope. This pretty purple color. We went to Target. I needed some like shaving cream, and Victor, I believe, needed a shampoo. So we spent $15 at Target from our household envelope for some toiletries on that same day. And then let me see what else I have here. The last expense that I have was on the 13th, also from eating out. My sister actually treated me to breakfast this day, but I did end up buying a matcha latte. And that was actually like $8, which is crazy. But that's what I spent on the 13th from eating out. But it was really nice because I was able to catch up with my sister. I feel like we don't usually get that time. And so whenever I do, it's always, I think, special. So those are all of the expenses that I had for this week. I know, kind of a shortish week because of the pay change for me this month. But I'm going to now lay down my neutral no spend stickers. So I have one on the 12th and on the 14th. We were actually planning on getting tacos, I remember, on the 14th. But I was so busy with work that we didn't end up really having time to go out and get those. So yeah, now that this is done, I'm going to bring you guys to the weekly check-in. And I already wrote down my categories here, and I'm just going to make dashes now on the rollover section, which I will be using on this week. Also, if you guys haven't noticed, I'm using my cute cherries pen that I also offer in the shop. I offer a bunch of stationery items if you guys are interested. This is one of my favorite ones, and honestly one of you guys' favorites too. This one has been selling a lot, so thank you so much for the support with the shop, with watching the video. I'm always very appreciative for your support. So just wanted to mention that because I haven't pulled out my cherries pen in a little bit. But the first category I have here is groceries, which I already mentioned that I spent $40 and $68. So that is a total of $108 for groceries. And we had $112 the week prior, so that means the remaining we had $4, which seems like, oh my god, no money, but don't worry because we did stuff our envelopes right after this. Then for eating out, I have, I'm just gonna pull my calculator here. I have one expense for Ella Now, 21, one for Tierra Mia, and one for matcha latte. So that was a total of $37 for eating out. And last week we had 91, so that means that remaining we had 54, which is quite a bit of money. Like I mentioned last week, Victor has been very good about not eating out for lunch during his work days and just taking leftovers. So that's how we were able to save the $54, even though we did spend quite a bit for eating out the week before, as you can see there. Then next, I do have a gas expense of $45. So I'll put 45. And I had 50, so that means that remaining I have 5. Then I know I didn't spend anything for beauty, so I'll put 0 spent, which means that I still had 30 at the end of this week. Now I did have an expense for my household envelope, which actually, now that I see it, my key here has a different color sticker. So let me take this off. I'm not sure if any of you guys noticed that, but this is the sticker I should have used. Let me know in the comments down below if you noticed that or if it just went right over your head like me. Okay, $15. Otherwise, I would have looked at this and been like, I spent $15 at Target for my allowance envelope. That doesn't make sense. Unless I'm buying something from Target, but I have not. So, $15 spent for household. But as you guys know, I also, if you guys would have seen last week's video, I also took out $15 to stuff my savings challenge with. So 15 plus 15 is basically $30 spent. And household had 75, so 75 minus 30 equals 45 remaining. And then I don't have anything. No, those were all of my expenses, so nothing for allowance and nothing for unbudgeted. So allowance still has $50 at the end of this week. and a dash for unbudgeted. And those are all of our remaining amounts for envelopes at the end of week 2. And this just feels a lot better than me checking in or making week 2 until the 16th, if that makes sense. Okay, I like this a lot. Perfect. All right, now moving on to other things. Before I go ahead and move on to my savings challenge, I did want to mention that I finally set up my variable income spread. I haven't made my lines yet, but I do have here some sources of income. So of course I have YouTube. I do get a small paycheck from YouTube because of you guys watching. So once again, thank you so much for your support on watching this video and any other one of my videos. But I wanted to add D-Stash because I still have a bunch of stuff, mainly bigger ticket items like planners and binders and whatnot. So I did want to go ahead and add D-Stash to my sources here. And then last but not least, I am adding Patreon because I just opened up my Patreon this month as well, which I'm super excited about. I already have a couple old patrons resubscribe, so I do appreciate that. As well as I think I have one brand new one, so that's always really fun. And if you're ever interested in supporting me in another way, go ahead and check out my Patreon. I feel like this one is nice for those of you who already purchased stickers from my shop, because depending on which tier you are, you can get up to 20% off your orders, which I think is always nice. Yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and update you guys on that because I know I didn't have this set up last time I weekly checked in. So yeah, I have that. And now let's move on to the funnest part of all, which is my savings challenge binder. Okay, so let's see what we have here. I will take out my savings challenge little card, and as you guys can see, we've already completed basically 8 weeks out of the 28, so we have 20 more to go. And I'm trying to think, with this second week, we were kind of low on cash since we were going to stuff our envelopes once again. And since we did so well with eating out this week, I might just take out a 10 from eating out. So I think that's what I'll do. So I will take out this 10 for my eating out envelope, and that will help us, not only help us, but it'll make me happy because I'm stuffing my envelope with my savings challenge envelope with something, but it won't make me sad because I'm not stuffing too much or taking too much out of eating out. So $10 I think is good. And I want to count how much cash I have in here now. So now let's go ahead and see. We have 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 35, 45, 50, and 55, 155, which is great. Love that. And that will be it for my savings challenges. If you guys are wondering about my $1 savings challenge, I think I will just do that at the end of the month when I am done with all of my cash for the month. I think that just makes a little bit more sense rather than just getting every single dollar from my envelopes as I see them, because I might end up using them. And some of these categories are pretty low or exact to my needs. Like I know for sure my allowance and even my beauty too. So yes, and with that being said, that is all that I have for this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed taking a look at how I adjust and change a few things in my budget to work with the new budgeting format that I'm trying for this month. And yeah, I'm really excited about the changes, and I think I feel a little bit less stressed now that this is done. If you enjoyed this video, as always, please do not forget to give it a huge thumbs up, as well as subscribe to my channel if you guys are not subscribed already. And I will see you guys on my next one. Bye guys.